Okay, guys, and welcome to week 5. So you are really close to the end. I'm actually going to give you 3 lectures this week since we're not actually going to have a Google Meet. So I'm going to give you one on Flannery O'Connor and Faulkner today, and then Thursday you're going to get one on Huckleberry Finn since we're finishing the book. So today we're going to talk about Flannery O'Connor. She is one of our first contemporary Southerners that we're reading. And she was born in 1925 and passed in 1964. I'm going to attach a link for you to look at. There's like a brief documentary about her if you want to go back and check it out. So this is some pictures of her. And you notice here that she does have crutches on, and that is because she has lupus. We're going to look at that in just a second. She was born in Georgia. This is her home. And lupus is what she struggled with for a really long time. It's a chronic inflammatory disease that occurs when your body's immune system attacks your own tissues and organs. So it can cause lots of problems. She had difficulty walking, and this is something that she's going to kind of use to help her writing. She's going to focus on deformities in some cases. So she says, I am no disbeliever in spiritual purpose and no vague believer. I see from the standpoint of Christian orthodoxy. This means for me, the meaning of life is centered in our redemption by Christ and what I see in the world. I see in relation to that. I don't think that it is the position that can be taken halfway or one that is particularly easy in these times to make transparent in fiction. So she is religious, and she does use that in her writing. You're going to see that in A Good Man is Hard to Find. She is Catholic, and she really focuses on the grotesque, and we're going to spend a lot of time today talking about that. So Philip Thompson defines the grotesque as the unresolved clash of incompatibles in work and response. It is significant. This clash is paralleled by the ambivalent nature of the abnormal as present in the grotesque. So we might consider a secondary definition of the grotesque to be ambivalently abnormal. So something that is shocking or you're appalled at, maybe repulsed or attracted to at the same time, is considered grotesque. Another definition is characterized by incongruous mixture of parts of humans, animals, and plants, something that is distorted, unnatural, ludicrousy, odd, maybe a reflection in the mirror might even seem grotesque. So here are some images that she thought of as grotesque. In some cases, you can see that some of these characters are a little bit different. They might have a strange feature, or they may have some sort of physical deformation. And Flannery O'Connor was very much enthralled by this. So we do have some people with Down syndrome. In this case, she's talking about people staring at those who are different and why that is. And that is a typical Southern thing to do in some cases. And Northerners often do that to us Southerners. So according to Flannery O'Connor, the grotesque is, for the hard of hearing you shout, for the almost blind you draw large and startling figures. So she does this to draw attention to those deformities, differences, or abnormalities. Anything that comes out of the South is going to be called grotesque by the Northern reader, unless it is grotesque, in which this case is going to be called realism or realistic. So she also said distortion is an instrument. Exaggeration has a purpose, and the whole structure of the story or novel has been made what it is because of belief. This is not the kind of distortion that destroys. It is the kind that reveals or should reveal. So her whole point of using grotesque and often horror is to prove a point or reveal something about other characters or the actual audience. So you were supposed to read A Good Man is Hard to Find. In this, you're going to see a family traveling, and they are going to find and run into a lot of problems, and we're going to see racism. One of the grandmothers actually stares at a young black child, and she just thinks that he is just absolutely odd and continues to point him out, and that is one part of being grotesque. She's very, very interesting, so pay attention to the grandmother, pay attention to the misfit, and I think you're really going to enjoy this one. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. And if you notice this week, the Faulkner reading and the Oconnor reading is all a part of the same assignment. So make sure you do those as well. Okay, when you finish with this, look at the link below, watch the documentary, and go on to the Faulkner lecture.